Hello and welcome to the Narc Alert, the channel where we look at YouTubers and others to see if they demonstrate any traits that fall within the spectrum of narcissistic personality disorder or NPD. These videos are for fun and entertainment purposes only, strictly my opinion, and remember, please don't send any snark to our possible narcs. So key points to remember: messy fun and not a diagnosis. Hello and welcome back to the Narc Alert, and welcome back to our very special series, Narc After Dark's Poetry with Merc. Tonight we're going to look at 3 pieces by AMBERLYNNS Reid: Take Me to Jupiter, 3, and Blueberry Skin. So of course, get your cup of coffee, roll them if you got them, and let's bop over to the coffee house. Take me to Jupiter. I'd cry a river of streaming blue if I never got to serenade you. Lock your skin into mine, needing a key of passion to open me up. Black in the night and stars are our lights. Place your secrets gently over my body. Support the destination of our adventures while I caress the beauty of your map. Fall in love with my electrifying soul and heart of gold. Tangled hair, open thighs, restless night. Chemistry erodes with comets in the distance. Feel the explosion of shooting star between my legs. Your eyes, like an untouched universe. Let me explore Saturn. Take me to Jupiter. Glide me across a hot fever sun. Let's shake Pluto as all the galaxies hear my scream for you. She sang a beautiful song to me. Took me to a place where the cherries always blew. Magical goosebumps rise as you take me into the ecstasy of the night. Midnight laugh, golden sighs, licked lips. Say my name as I plead yours. Feathers to your ear, neck kisses like pearls and diamonds. Hold on to me, dance with me in the silk soft sheets. Unlock me for eternity. Staying in space, for this feeling is from another place. In the first 2 pieces we're going to explore tonight, the author is discovering themes of love and passion. So in this first piece, Take Me to Jupiter, she's extolling the great amount of passion she has for her partner. She would cry literal streams of blue tears if she didn't get to serenade the woman. Their love is so tight it's locked up. She wants her to lock her skin together, almost like a conjoined twin situation. And she does need passion though to open her up. She's quite reserved until she falls in love, which probably isn't very easy for her. She wants her lover to place the secrets gently all over her body, and she likens her lover's body to a map. It's a destination that they're taking together, this adventure. In the second stanza, The author is speaking to what she brings to the table, so to speak, the things about her that are worthy of this kind of passion and great love. She has an electrified soul. And of course, as we know from if you've read any of her works, she has a heart of gold. This is one of her best qualities. She then gets into a little bit racier. We're probably stepping into a more passionate, more intimate part of the poem where she talks about tangled hair and opened thighs. So, she's getting a little racier here. And then it almost evokes, it's kind of silly to me. In the old days in TV shows where people would start having sex and fireworks would go off instead of seeing the actual graphics of the scene. That's kind of, in a nostalgic way, what this evokes for me. Chemistry erodes with comets in the distance. But instead of exploding, it's eroding, which is an interesting turn of the phrase given the intimate passion that they're actually locked in at this moment. Their love is so explosive, it's not even of this earth. So she wants to explore Saturn and Jupiter. She speaks of Pluto. The galaxies are hearing her scream her lover's name. And this line, again, sometimes she has words that just are so lyrical. This line touches me. She sang a beautiful song to me, took me to a place where cherries always blew. It's not often that a poet mixes, I guess, almost like a mixed metaphor. Cherries, of course, don't blow, but their love is so intense that even fruit takes on human qualities. And in the closing moments of the piece, she simply reiterates their incredible love and passion, how she needs to be held on to, and again, evoking an intimate response of dancing in silk sheets, and how, of course, this love is truly for all of eternity. Saying I love you doesn't roll off my tongue the way expensive champagne would. It festered inside me for days, trying to find its place on my lips. Saying those three dignified words have a priceless meaning and can overwhelm the body. I wanted to nestle my way into your heart, create a space that I could call home, never having to evacuate the organ. I wanted my rent to run smoothly from laughter, creating a never-ending dance of passion with the music of our names as they slip out of our mouths. My name never sounded so perfect as I trace the word love on your thigh with my tongue. You begin fearing the way I make your body move, with the way I make your heart beat. The fear becomes intense because somewhere you discovered you felt the same. 3 words, all plastered within, wrinkling my bed sheets and filling our hearts with a void we had for so long. Letting go and letting me, you begin to let yourself be happy. In the second poem that we're going to look at tonight, entitled 3, the author has clearly moved on from the initial blushes of the sexual, intimate excitement of her new partner and is getting to a point where she wants to tell her, quite simply, I love you. And this poem is really telling us how she feels about that in that moment. So she opens with, saying I love you doesn't roll off my tongue the way expensive champagne would. Now, I find this very interesting because when I have had indulged in expensive champagne, I tend to not let it roll off my tongue, but it's an image. It doesn't have to mean anything. The author herself has let us know this. This feeling has lived inside her for many days, and she's just trying to find a way to say it because she knows that those words coming from her have, as she says, priceless meaning. So to gain her love is something that's beyond price. Another line that I'm a little confused about, this author is very multi-leveled. So sometimes things are open for interpretation, like this line, I wanted my rent to run smoothly from laughter. So dead honest, I don't really know what she's getting at there. Rent is generally a payment for something, and she wants it to run smoothly from their joy and laughter. But it is a little convoluted for me, to be perfectly honest, not to criticize. And again, we get into the intimacy. This author does lean heavily on sexual eroticism a lot in her writing. It's not for children. Of course, it's for mature readers only, so it's fine. But you'll notice she evokes that again when she says her name has never sounded as perfect as when she was tracing love on her partner's thigh with her tongue, which is quite a talent. The woman, she has many skills. She's clearly an accomplished writer. And, well, I don't have to go into details about the rest. Now, again, she really uses, she's an enigma, this author, and she uses an interesting turn of a phrase here where she says 3 words, meaning I love you, all plastered within, which I'm assuming means within her heart, but it's wrinkling her bed sheets and filling their hearts with a void. So it's very confusing because she has the phrase, I love you, but it's buried deep inside her and she hasn't released it yet to the universe or her lover. And yet her and her lover are sharing a void in their hearts, probably because she hasn't said it yet. When you talk it through, it all really does start to make sense. This author's not fooling around. And of course, ending with letting go and letting me, you begin to let yourself be happy. In other words, when you finally realize that I'm the one for you, you're going to be happy. It's a beautiful time in this author's life. She's clearly in the bloom of love, and we love to see it. Blueberry Skin. Time isn't frozen, but I am standing here like ice. Your screams are like a 5-bladed knife. Get away from me, I scream in my head. No glory, no love, lack of compassion, tears shed. You're the monster from my childhood. You're the visible, broken shield I never understood. Blueberry Skin. Rivered stream of no faith. Deviled twin. Your hate is now my unwanted relastate. How can you be the owner of your own shadowed hell? We can never believe. Slices, rocks, purple and blue, I'll never tell. Icy touch, firm as hate, my body stays, but my soul wants to leave. Broken promises are your all-time hobby. Casting our harsh hands over my sacred, bare body. I'll never hurt you, you once cried in ecstasy. Now it is nothing but me, trying to cry far away from mercy, melting from fear, I walk away. Dark skies, lace curtains sway. My hot, streaming tears are nothing but a laughter string you will pull. I'm half a person, like a stormy night. I'll never be more than your fool. Broken bones, no love tones, contradicted love lying hug. Nightmares are now my reality. Slithering snakes elope my fingers. Sad orphans cry in the distance. aroma of disappointment continues to linger. A tight rope I placed around my neck, lacking resistance, deciding to end a foggy mind, ending my life, crying for the last time. Our third and final piece of the evening is entitled Blueberry Skin. Now, this piece, I chose the three pieces. It's kind of the beginning, the middle, and the end of a relationship, so to speak. And this piece evokes some very colorful imagery. And I would have been remiss had I not included in this collection. So once you begin to read this author's work, you'll see there is some imagery that she evokes over and over again. Clearly, it has deep meaning for her. One of them, oddly, being knives. So in this poem, she says, time isn't frozen, but she's standing like ice. In other words, the world is still moving past her, but she can't move. And her lover's screams, okay, it must have been bad. Her lover's screams are like a 5-bladed knife. I'm a chef. I've seen very few of those, so it had to be really quite emotional for her to write that, frankly. She screams, get away from me. She wants her lover to leave. She imagines her lover is exactly the same as her monster from childhood, which is interesting. And then Blueberry Skin. This is a very, now this, okay, I have to be honest, this portion here is very colorful and deep, and you could probably apply your own meaning because it takes very many turns. Let me just read it again to you, and you can decide for yourself what this might mean, where it came from in our author's heart. Blueberry skin, rivered stream of no faith, deviled twin. Your hate is now my unwanted relastate. Now, relastate is a word I'm not actually familiar with. So she's clearly much more learned than I am. It's weak for me to actually try and do these pieces because this is confusing. But like I said, it's a poem. You can evoke your own meaning to this. Blueberry skin, rivered stream of no faith, deviled twin. Your hate is now my unwanted relastate. She comes up with new words for things. It's quite interesting. She's very multifaceted. And then she goes on to talk about, again, the pain in the relationship, slices and rocks, purple and blue, I'll never tell, is probably referring to physical injuries that she withstood. But again, she doesn't go into too much detail because our poetess is very brave and suffers in this kind of deep silence, and clearly it comes out in her poetry. She can't hide it. I mean, now it is nothing but me trying to cry from far away mercy. Mercy's so far away, she can't even cry. She's having a difficult time in this piece. And then she goes on to the very rhythmic section of the poem. Broken bones, no love tones, contradicted love, lying hug. She slips in rhymes on occasion, although in her spoken word pieces, she doesn't heavily rely on them. But it really flows. It's very lyrical. It's musical. You could probably put a track to this. And then we end in a very sad place because the author is in so much deep pain. She clearly has no want or desire to continue living. Sad orphans are crying in the distance for her. Where's the line here? Slithering snakes elope her fingers. So you can imagine the state of being she must have been in to finally get to the point where she says a tight rope is placed around her neck and she simply wants to end her life and stop her pain and tears. So that's the end of the trilogy. I think you will find, as I have, it's a very moving piece. When you put them all together, it tells a very vivid story of a beautiful, gentle soul who simply wants to love and be loved in a way that is out of this world. And for some reason, she gets nothing but beaten and lied to and betrayed, one can see how she might want to end her foggy mind. Thank you for joining me for another night of Poetry with Merc. We will be back again next Sunday, and we'll see if we can look at some themes that this poet uses in her writing and dig a little deeper into that. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, be kind and hasta luego.